So welcome to GATE lecturer videos. I am Dr.M. Meganathan, Assistant Professor, Department of Mathematics, S.A. Engineering College, Chennai. So in this lecturer video, we are going to learn about the concept of Bernoulli distribution, which will becomes under the engineering mathematics. For every branch of engineering students, the binomial distribution questions will come. So first, let us look out the definition of binomial distribution. The binomial distribution is nothing but the binomial describes the probability of having exactly or successives in n independent Bernoulli trials, where each trials as usually labeled as two cases, that is, one is successive and another one is failures. So successive we can denote it as number 1 and failures can be denoted as what? Number 0. So in this there are important three parameters is nothing but, that is, one is n and the second one is p and the third one is r. So what is the probability mass function for the binomial distribution is nothing but, that is, p of capital X that is equal to r, that is equal n c r p power r into q power n minus r. So this is the probability mass function for the binomial distribution. So we need to understand what is our aim to using this formula. So in this formula there are three different parameters, nothing but I said what is n. N is nothing but the total number of trials what we are using, and p is nothing but the number of successive in a single trial. So that's what they given here, and r is nothing but what is our aim or what is maybe the success desired, which will be in our problem, and q is nothing but the failures. So the sum of total probability is nothing but p plus q equal to 1. So simply that q can be written as 1 minus p. So this is the overall idea of binomial distribution. So in this class we are going to look out a problem into three cases. What I am going to do, the first one we need to understand this basic formula, and the second one, when you read the question, from the question you need to understand the problem, then what are the given data as like n, p, r, and similarly you find out what is q, and then we can proceed what is our aim, and then finally we can find out the solution. So therefore this is the probability mass function I given in the previous slide. So what is the mean and variance? So rarely we can use the concept of mean, variance and standard deviation in our GATE solving question, but in this video we are 100% using what? Probability mass function. So let us solve one example. A coin is tossed 8 times, then what is the probability of getting 3 8s and what is the probability of getting at least 2 8s? So in this example I am going to give two cases, that is exactly getting 3 8s and another word is nothing but at least 2 8s. So suddenly you can try to remember the formula. I will write the Bernoulli formula is nothing but what I studied, that is probability of x equal to r, that is equal NCR then p power r into 1 minus p power n minus r. Either you keep this 1 minus p as q. So this is the formula. So for this problem I am going to solve using this formula. So what is maybe my n and what is maybe my r, then what is the p value and what is q value I will find out. So that n is nothing but a coin is tossed 8 times. A coin is tossed 8 times mean therefore I am going to choose the number n is nothing but 8. And the next one by one I will solve. So for the first case I will solve. So what is the probability of getting exactly 3 8s? So I told you already r is nothing but your desired outcome. R is nothing but your desired outcome. So what is the desired outcome in this problem is nothing but getting 3 8s. Therefore the r is nothing but 3. So you need to get 3 outcome. So what is the probability of p is nothing but probability of getting single trial. So a single trial is nothing but when you toss a coin there are two options, either I will get head or tail. So the probability of getting head is nothing but out of two possibility I will have a chance to get one time as head or one time as tail. So to get the probability of getting head is nothing but 1 by 2, and similarly q 1 minus p, therefore I am going to find out here 1 minus 1 by 2, so that is equal again 1 by 2. So I found every value. So now I am going to substitute in this formula, that is probability of x equal r is nothing but 3, therefore I know the value of n is nothing but 8, then 8c 3 into p value is nothing but 1 by 2, then 1 by 2 power 3, then 1 by 2 again 1 minus p is nothing but 1 by 2 power 8 minus 3. So here I should know only how to write this 8c3. So how to write 8c3 is nothing but in the numerator you will have 3 terms, in the denominator you will have 3 terms. You can start with 8, therefore 8 into 7 into 6. So the numerator 3 terms is nothing but you start with 8 and reducing by 1 by 1, that is 8, 7, 6, and in the denominator you can write 1 into 2 into 3. You can start with 1, then you can come stop at what? 3. Then 1 by 2 power 3 is nothing but simply 1 power 2 by 3, and similarly this 1 divided by 2, that is 8 minus 3 is nothing but what? 5. Then you can solve numerically, use the calculator or any data. You can solve the numerator as only 8 into 7 into 6, and denominator is nothing but 2 into 3, and this can be written as 2 power 3, and this 1 by 2 power 5 can be written as what? 2 power 5. So when I find out this answer, I will get what is 0.218. So this is the method to proceed a binomial distribution formula. And similarly they given the second question as what is the probability of getting at least 2 8s. So this is the difference between exactly and at least. What it means exactly, what we have done now. So what is at least is nothing but, so at least I need 2 8s mean that is probability of when you choose R, it will be greater than or equal to. So at least 2 8s mean either 2 it will come or maximum of 2 I can go for it. Therefore this is the probability I need to find. So instead of when I go for this case, therefore when I toss 8 coins, 8 times a coin mean there will be 8 outcomes. So first time thirds and fourth and then fifth, then 6 and 7, 8. So probability of x greater than mean that is probability of x equal to 3, 4, then 5, 6, 7, 8. 5 cases will come. Instead of that, simply we can use another concept, that is 1 minus probability of x should be less than or equal to 1. So greater than 2 mean that should be less than or 1 minus, you can subtract using this concept. So in this case you will have to find only p of x equal to 0, then plus p of x equal to 1. So what is the concept of p of x less than or equal to 1 is nothing but either 0 or 1. So these two probability only you need to find. So now this is very simple. You know the formula of p of x equal to r formula. So this is the Bernoulli formula we studied. That is p of x equal to r is nothing but NCR, that is p power r, then q power n minus r. Then using this formula, instead of n you have 8 already, so instead of r you can use here 0, then substitute both the values, then you can find out, you will get an answer of what? 247 divided by 256. So this is a basic problem with exactly 3 8s or at least 2 8s mean these are the two cases. Now let us go for in depth in another problem which we are going to discuss. So now in this problem, die has 4 blank faces marked and 2 faces marked as 3. What is the chances of getting 12 in 5 throws? So normally in probability and statistics problem, it is a practical problem we can choose. Just you can imagine from the question, a die has 4 blanks. Normally what? A die has 6 faces. What they say? A die has 4 blank faces. Therefore 4 faces as blank. Then 2 faces marked as what? 3. So there are 3. So what they ask simply a question, what are the chances of getting 12 in 5 throws? So I am going to throw a die at 5 times. I am going to throw a die 5 throws. So I need to get what? total of 12. Chances of 12 mean I need to get 3 as 4 times. That's what understanding the problem. Because 4 spaces are blank, another 2 spaces are 3 mean I need to get a 12 in 5 rows mean 4 times I need to get what? 3. So that's what a logic. Therefore, the value of n is nothing but 5. The total number of trial is 5, and then the chances of R is nothing but I need to get what? 4 times I need to get. The successive desired outcome is nothing but 4 times I need to get 3. Therefore, that is R equal to 4. Then similarly, then probability, what is P and what is Q I need to write. P is nothing but the number of successive events. So the number of successive events is nothing but I need to get 3 when I throw in a 6 phase try. Therefore, 3 out of 6 chances I have the probability chance to get 3 is nothing but 2 times. Therefore, that is equal 1 by 3. Then similarly, Q is nothing but 1 minus P. Therefore, 1 minus 1 by 3, that is equal 2 by 3. Now again we can use the Bernoulli distribution formula, that is P of x equal to R, that is equal to NCR, then P power R, then Q power n minus R. So what is the value of n we choose? 5. What is the value of R? 4. Then P is nothing but 1 by 3. Then 1 by 3 power R, 4. Then Q is nothing but 2 by 3. Therefore, 2 by 3 power n minus R. Therefore, 5 minus 4. So that is equal. Again, I will just highlight what is 5C4. 5C4 is nothing but you can start with 5. The number of term is nothing but 4, reducing 1 by 1. For 5 into 4 into 3 into 2. Then denominator also having 4 term. It starts with what? 1, 2, 3 and 4. This can be written as 1 divided by 3 power 4. Then this can be written as 2 by 3 power 5 minus 2 is nothing but 1. Then you can simply the numerical all having numbers and the denominator also having numbers. So when you solve this one, you will get what? The answer is nothing but 10 divided by 243. So now let me look at the next problem to understand. So directly I will go one of the question previously asked in GATE exam. So this is the GATE exam question. The question is, a pair of 6 faced die is rolled thrice. The probability that the sum of outcomes in each row is equal to 4, exactly 2 of the 3 attempts. So I need to remember again a binomial formula, that is P of x equal to R, that is NCR, P power R, then Q power n minus R. To use this formula, we can again find out what are the parameter n, then R and P, then Q. So what they given, at a time a 6 phase die, pair of dice will be thrown. So what the number of trials is nothing but 3 attempts. Therefore I am going to use n is nothing but 3 attempts. So what is now? R is nothing but what the successive trial we decide. So exactly 2 times that each number is what? 4. Therefore R is nothing but 2. Then P, I need to choose what is the single trial successive event. So when I throw a die, I need to find out where I will. So there are in a sample space, there are 36 possible outcomes. So in that I need to find out what are the 4, sum 4 we will get. So therefore there is a shortcut method to remember this one. This you starts with the number as 1 comma 1. Therefore the sum starts with 2, then 3 and then 4, then 5 and then 6. You will go for 7, then 8. It goes up to like 12. So the sum 2 you will get at 1 times, then sum 3 you will get at 2 times, then sum 4 you will get at 3, then 4, similarly 5 and then 6 and reverse you will come 5, then 4, like this it will go on. So the sum of 4, how many times you will get is nothing but 3 times. Therefore I am going to find out the P is nothing but that is 3 divided by 36, therefore 1 divided by 12. And how to find out Q is nothing but 1 minus P, therefore 1 minus 1 by 12, that can be written as what? 11 divided by 12. So I found every values to use binomial theorem. Now I am going to simply substitute. So therefore x equal R is nothing but 2, therefore n value is 3, then 3C2, the P value is 1 by 12, then power R as 2, then 11 by 12 power 3 minus 2. So that is equal. Now 3 to C2 can be written as 3 into 2, then divided by 1 into 2. So the number of term is 2. It starts with 3 and reducing 1. Then 1 divided by 12, that whole square. Then 11 by 12, that whole power 1. So when I solve this one, I will get an answer as 0.019. So that is the option they given in this one. So your main aim in every problem, you need to understand the question, and when I try to use the binomial concept, I need to find out all these 4 datas. So let us look at another one GATE exam question, which is an interesting one. So in this problem, the question is a fair coin is tossed 20 times. A fair coin tossed 20 times. What they ask? The probability that it will appear exactly 4 times in first 10 tosses. So when I toss it 20 times a coin, mean first 10 times what is the probability to get 4 times as 8. And similarly they ask, and tail will appear exactly 4 times in the next 10 tosses, and similarly therefore 4 trial in exactly 10 times. So therefore 2 cases splitted here. So therefore I need to solve the first one, what is the probability to get 8 as 4 times, and therefore probability of getting tail as 4 times. So therefore I am going to use the same formula as probability of x equal to r, that is equal to NCR, that is p power r into q power n minus r. So every time you need to remember only this formula. That's very easiest one. So I need to find out what is n here. So n, to get a probability of it, is nothing but 10 times you are causing a coin, therefore n equal to 10. And when I go for, I need to get what? 4x. That is what successive outcomes we desire. Therefore r is nothing but you need to get 4. Then what is the probability? What is the probability to get 8 is nothing but, always when you toss a coin, the 2 outcomes you will get a possibility to get 1 time as 8. Then similarly q is nothing but what? 1 by 2. Then I will substitute this one. So what is n is nothing but 10, then c, r is nothing but 4, then 1 divided by 2, r as 2, then similarly q is 1 by 2, therefore n, that is 10 minus 2. So that is equal, 10 minus 4. So 10c4 can be written as, 10c4 can be written as, you starts with 10, then the number of term as what? 4, that is 10 into 9 into 8 into 7, denominator 4 term, it starts with 1 into 2 into 3 into 4, then 1 by 2, that whole square, then 1 divided by 2, that's 6. 10 minus 4 is nothing but 6, that can be written as. Now when I solve the numerator and denominator, you will get an answer of what? Actually here the answer is 0.205. When you solve this one, you will get an answer of 0.205. Okay. So the next one, number of trials we need to find out. Similarly the same cases of n equal to 10, and you need to get a probability of trial is nothing but r equal to 4 and p equal to 1 by 2 and q equal to 1 by 2. The same method you can proceed. Actually here the value of r is nothing but 4. Then when you substitute the same procedure, you will find out again 0.205. So 20 times trial, you will get first 10 times as 4 headers and another 10 times you get 4 trials. So when I add both this one, so that comes under multiplication. Therefore probability of getting 8 as 4 times multiplied by probability of getting tail as 4 times, you will get an answer, that is 0.205 into 0.205. So that is nothing but 0.042. So this is your answer. So from the first problem we understand as a single case as exactly one outcome. In this particular problem we understand there are 2 split ups. From the total 20 tosses, that first 10 tosses comes under 8 and another 10 tosses comes under 4 trial. This is another method. Then finally we will look one more example. Okay, this is another example which we ask in a GATE exam. So consider a sequence of tossing a pair of coin where the outcome of the tosses are independent, then the probability of getting the head for the 3rd time in the 5th toss. So the question, we need to find out the probability of getting the 8 for the third time in the fifth toss. Therefore what we understand, there the tosses is nothing but 5 times. 5 times we tosses a coin. So first time, second and third and fourth and fifth I will get. So what they given, 8 for the third time in the fifth toss. Therefore when I go for the fifth time, I will get a third 8. When I toss a coin at fifth time, I will get an 8. So from this 4 possibility, I have the chance to get 2 times 8. So this is the logic. Therefore I need to split up into 2 cases. First 4 tosses I need to find out what is the probability, and for the last one I need to find. So therefore the same logic, binomial formula I am going to use. So what is the n I will find out. So what is n is nothing but the number of tosses is 4. Then what is an r? R is nothing but how many times 8 we can get. Therefore 2 times 8 we can get. So what is the probability of getting 8? The previous problem we looked 1 by 2. And what is the probability? Failures is nothing but similarly 1 by 2. So when I substitute in this one, that is P of x equal to r value as 2, then NCR, therefore 4 into C2 into 1 by 2 power r, therefore r as 2, again 1 by 2 power 4 minus 2. So that is equal. Similarly you can solve 4 into 2 times, therefore 3, 1 into 2 as C2, then 1 divided by 2 square, then similarly 1 divided by 2 that whole square. So that is equal. You can try to cancel 1 time 2 times, then numerator as 6, then denominator as what, 2 power 4 and 16. So 2 square here, 2 square as 4, then 16. So this is the value of, again also you can simplify as 3 by 8, 3 times, then 8 times, 3 by 8. This is the probability of getting 2 8s in the first 4 tosses. Then finally what is the probability in the 50 tosses? Nothing but only one chance as getting 8. Therefore probability of getting 8 at the 5th toss is nothing but 1 by 2. Then you multiply this fourth value, that is 3 by 8 into 1 by 2, that is equal 3 divided by 16. So this is your answer. So that's what given. Okay, thank you. We will look in the next classes.